Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and now we're going to wrap up the opening round of the Get Set Go tournament. This is going to be the rookie division. Of course, this is going to be the back 9 holes. So had a solid back 9, had an okay front 9. You know, the good news is both my rookie accounts will be moving on to the final round. So I will see you on Saturday. Let's go ahead and just hop right into hole number 1. Hole number 1, we're going to get headwind, but we're really not going to play it any differently. 4.5 top, 1 left. The 4.5 top, that's really all we need. As you can see, I'm backing my target up here to the +4 with my orange ring on the rough line. And I'm not pulling any elevation at all. We don't really need to pull any rings here just because we're basically getting perfect headwind. So there's really no reason to adjust. All I do is back up a little bit, and that's just a trick to slow the needle down. I hit a perfect ball, and really nothing else to do there. Here, you're going to see me play a shot at 10% at mid. I'm going to go with my backspin approach here. As you can see, we're going about 4.8 back. Ball guideline going directly to the middle of the hole, and as you can see here, just a little bit through the back part of the hole. This shot was played, like I said, basically 10% at mid, which is essentially 1-to-1 here. But it's overpulled by about probably 0.3 to 0.5 rings. That's why I want you to take the elevation off of this shot, and I want you to try it 0% at mid. This will take us to hole number 2. Hole number 2 still stinks. Okay, we're going to go with 2 top, 1 left. This is sort of my landing point right here. The blue ring kind of over by the left-hand side of the rough. There's a little bit of space between the blue ring and the rough. Definitely not a fan of hole number 2. Right now it kind of feels like a crapshoot to get this thing to go into the hole. But you can see I roll down the slope. The speed is good, but we're still nowhere close. You know, I don't know if maybe we added half a ball of curl to the right. What would happen? It could be something you could definitely take that shot to practice with. I wouldn't add the right curl and just go in blind in the real deal. I would definitely take 1 practice token and navigator and see what happens. But ultimately, you know, I think this one's going to be really, really hard to get a consistent hole-in-one on. Hole number 3 is going to be played 10% at max. And really through the first 4 holes here, everything is pretty normal. I don't drop anything, you know, although I do think with hole number 1, you know, quite a few of you watching the video can make the tweaks and get that one to drop. Same thing here with hole number 3. This is again going to be played 4.5 top, 3 bars of left side spin. We're playing with our katana and extra mile. And all we're going to be doing is going for the rough bump on shot number 2. 10% at max. I add enough top spin to get the ball guideline going through the hole. You know, but here, for me, I'm getting a flicker of headwind, okay? This one's going to be a little bit weird because it's so close to being straight crosswind. Some of you are going to get straight crosswind. Some of you are going to get crosswind mixed with tailwind, which is the better situation. For me, I got the crosswind mixed with headwind. I did add top spin with the ball guideline going through the hole. The only issue here is the headwind knocks me down just enough to not get enough juice to the hole, okay? So that one's going to be a little bit inconsistent, but, you know, it's an easy eagle, right? Now, this one is the one we're going to take a second on because this is probably going to be the par 3 that a lot of you are going to be able to pick up because the shot is really good here. It's going to have a couple steps, though. The first thing you're going to notice is I want you to add 5.2 bars of backspin, and then I want you to find the landing spot. Once you have done that, I want you to keep the backspin, but I want you to add 0.2 of right side spin and then pull 70% at mid. So let's see this thing in live action. 5.2 back, find the spot. Now, you're going to see me play 5 back, okay? But I do want you to go 5.2 back. Back up here. This is the landing spot right here. With the backspin on, that's the landing spot that I need you to mimic. This is basically ball guideline going directly into the middle of the hole. Then, I want you to go back in here, keep your backspin, but remember, for you, it's going to be 5.2, and look how I add 0.2 right side spin. Now look what it does to my ball guideline. Now it's aiming to the right-hand side of the cup. We're going to pull this one 70% at mid. You'll see the trick with adding the side spin after the landing spot is perfect, as I hit the pin and then I bounce out, of course. That's why I need you to play with more backspin than me. I did 5. I want you to try 5.2. Now keep in mind that's me guessing. This shot was dead center. So again, I would recommend that you take a practice token here and practice that setup before you go into the real deal. If you make it, that's awesome. If not, you're going to be super close with the perfect ball, and you'll be able to make the minor tweaks to pick this one up. This takes us to hole number 5. We do drop hole number 5 again. This time it's going to be headwind, but we're still going from fairway to fairway. You're going to see here, I'm going max top. This is max top, 1 left. Lower level extra miles. If you're going to try to make it, you're just going to have to go with more overpower. If you want to lay up, there's nothing against that too. But you'll see here with an extra mile 8, I don't have to go with a lot of overpower. I'm using, just about a little bit of my ball breaking the bottom adjustment zone. Again, lower level extra miles, you're going to have to go with more OP. But I'm able to get the fairway to fairway and get this really nice rollout, which is exactly what we're looking for. That leaves us with shot number 2. Shot number 2, I played this one 0% at max. So 3.2 miles an hour here. We'll get the right setup. 2 backspin. I'm going to pull this probably 2.4, 2.5 rings. If I remember in my head, I think 3.2 equals 2.5. It's very, very close. So here, 0% at max. Okay, keep that in mind. This one is being played 0% at max. We are dead center here, and we drop it in for the eagle. That'll take us to hole number 6, where I do pick up that albatross. This is going to be full left side spin. Again, combined with 4.5 top. You can play this one at a no moving target. You can just set up exactly where the game gives you. 4.5 top, 3 left. Here's my curl. I'm curling basically to the left end of my ball is covering up the left side of the adjustment window. Perfect ball. And then we rock this thing up the fairway very nicely. We don't really need to push this drive. 4.5 top is plenty. I'm trying to do that for a lot of other players who only have 4.5 bars of top spin. And then, of course, I utilize my full top spin whenever it makes sense. But on this one, we don't need any more. All we want to do is get in this sniper range. Here we're going to play shot number 2, 15% at mid, okay? Now, here's why I say 15%. The shot you're going to see me play is played 10% at mid, okay? Aiming just to the left-hand side of the flagstick, just barely to the left-hand side. Again, I pull this one 10%, which is basically 1-to-1. I hit a perfect ball. I make it, okay? But I make it right on the right-hand side of the cup. I mean, anything less than that, I would have rolled the cup and gone out. If I add 5% elevation to that shot, I'm more dead center. That's why I want you to play at 15% at mid. Now, if you get the exact same wind as me, 2.6, I mean, you can play it. As long as you hit it perfect, it's probably going to go in. I'm assuming that we have the exact same setup, but I do believe that 15% at mid is the right elevation for that wind angle. Takes us on to hole number 7, I think. Yeah, 7. Okay, so here we're going to go with 2 top, one left. This is my landing spot. As you're going to see right here, take a look at the dark green vertical row that the cup is in. I'm basically playing one row over of the cup, and that's where the end of my ball guideline is pointing towards. We're going to take a look at this shot before I give you a suggestion. This is, again, not going to be the easiest hole in one, but I think it can be picked up. Perfect ball, and we're going to learn from this one. Speed is good. Speed is perfect. We can either change our landing position to aim more to the right, okay? Or we could find that exact same landing position, and then when we do find that landing position, we could try to go from one full bar of left side spin to half a bar. So the same trick that we use on hole number 4, we could try here. This time we would just be taking half a ring of left, or half a bar of left off. I don't know if it'll work. You could take it to the practice tee, or you could just try to move this shot over to the right and see what happens. This hole does have an inconsistent bounce, though, because of the fairway slope. So very hard to give you a dialed-in suggestion for this one like we can hole number 4. And this is going to be hole number 8. Hole number 8, there is an eagle here for you. So as you can see, we've got replays that are going to drop 3 shots on the back 9. Plus all of the close ones that we had. 4.5 top, 3 right. The one thing that I would say about this hole is we are getting headwind, okay? If you're a player that has plenty of kingmakers and you would like to use a kingmaker here, this is a really good hole to do that on. The reason it is because, one, it's a short par 4, and the headwind is going to allow you to knock the wind down, not only on the drive, but you're also going to knock down the wind on the second shot, making the eagle that much easier. But I chose to play the katana here. All I did was back my target up a little bit to where the red ring is on the left rough line. You can see I'm at the +7 yard mark. Here, I pull my rings. I pull it into overpower. So I know that I have to go with a little bit of overpower right here. And then again, I curl to the right side of my ball. Covers up the right adjustment window. This is my overpower. This is my curl. Perfect ball. And we rock this thing up the fairway very nicely. This is really all the distance that we need. That's why we're not using more top spin. So again, you know, situations where I'm just laying up here. And all we're doing is shot number 2, 0% at max. You can see direct headwind. The easiest way to drop shots is direct tailwind. The second easiest way is direct headwind, in my opinion. You'll take a note here of the backspin that I'm using. I did not mean to have that sliver of left side spin on there, so take that off when you shoot. I got my ball guideline going to the cup. Right now, if you've been watching me for a long time, you know that I'm supposed to say, hey, make sure when you apply your backspin with the thorn that your ball guideline in headwind is going through the hole, okay? Right? That's like my go-to saying. You can probably hear it in your head when I talk about the thorn. Perfect ball. And what do you know? Don't listen to my own advice. So I don't drop this hole. I leave it right at the pin. You're going to get that one, though. Like I said, if you want to use a kingmaker, use a kingmaker. That's going to reduce the wind. It's going to make the setup better. And I do pull that one at max. Okay, so 0% at max. Even though we're not at max of our club, you can see we're close. But in that direct headwind, you know, we're just making ourselves pull more towards the hole. There's a little trick that we use there. So 0% at max, okay? Hole number 9. This is it, everybody. This is wrapping up the opening round. This is a safe eagle approach. I'm tired of messing around with this hole. Shot number 2 is just a pain. Safe eagle. The bag setup is going to be important. So if you're going to copy me here, make sure that you do 2 things. You put your most powerful rough iron in your bag, and you put your most powerful sand iron in the bag. One thing, you cannot afford to land in that first sand bunker there to the left. You can afford to land in the second sand bunker way up there. I don't think you're going to make it up there. You might if you have an extra mile 9. and you use a berserker like I am. But, ultimately, we just want to land in the rough, okay? That's going to make this eagle very, very safe. I birdied this hole twice on the opening round, but I eagled it both times on the back nine going with this approach. Please take a moment to hit the thumbs up button and like the video. And let me know how you do in the comments. If you've never left a comment before, let's get in here. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you like the videos. Here we go. Full top, I added one left on here. I believe, right? Full top, 2 left. Okay, that's why I went back and looked. I wasn't sure. Full top, 2 left. I pulled 10%. I pushed back up to max. From here, I didn't even use full overpower. I could have went with more overpower. I just wanted to make sure that I hit perfect so that I hit this fairway, and then I bounce up, and then I roll as far as I can. This is great. This is where we want to be. That's going to leave us for shot number 2. Shot number 2 here, I play with the Amazon. You can see that's a powerful rough iron. I go full backspin. I add 1 bar left side spin. Direct tailwind. I'm not going to pull any rings here because for me, if I pull rings, I have to use overpower, as you can see as I'm stretching up. I know that if I don't pull rings, then that wind is just going to carry me onto the green and fringe. Now, I could have went with way less backspin here, but, you don't have a good ball guideline with the Amazon. So you can go with less backspin and just land very nicely on the green for a putt, or you'll be chipping in just like I do. Either way, that shot is much easier than the max curl big dog shot for most rookie players. I will talk to you all same time on Saturday for the final round. Thanks, everybody.